This purple Demon Slayer deck revolves around trashing cards to gain immense power, but how much is too much trashing? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this Demon Slayer purple deck that revolves around Muzan. Make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for different anime TCGs. Alright guys, here we go. These are the current action points I am using for the deck. If you guys just want to see the deck list and the text, you can go ahead and check out my website, mobbytcg.com. Over there I upload deck profiles for every single deck that we cover on the channel. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the deck, every single card. Let's talk about the game plan, and then at the end of the video I'll let you know whether or not I think it's a good deck. So the game plan here is you have one raid card that is really basic, but the whole plan is to get your SR Muzan on the board. You have a really late game Akaza. Akaza was his name. Yeah, Akaza. You have a super late game Akaza that will help you, and then as soon as you have 20 or so cards in the sideline, then you can wreak havoc. All right, let's talk about every single card, starting with the zero cost. So this is Tioni. So this card is, okay, by the way, we have one raid card in here, and I'll let you know once we get into the raid source. It's not any of the zero cost. So this is Tioni. So when sideline, choose one of the following. Choose up to one character on your field and move it to another line, meaning front to back or back to front. Or you may choose a character on both and swap them. Now, this character is extremely good. You have a super rare Kuzan that only stays in the back line until you have 20. He cannot be moved up by any other means. This is a card that when KO'd, can move stuff up later once you fulfill the requirement. So if you need to, throw him out at a moment's notice, you can go ahead and block with this, and as soon as you have 20 in the graveyard, let's say this is the 19th going to 20, you can bring up that Muzan, which is pretty good. Now, we have a couple of zero costs here, running 10 exactly here. So this is lower 6. This is a lower ranked demon, and the archetype does matter in this deck. So when sideline, you draw a card, place one from your hand into the side one. So you draw one and you trash one. Really a great card for, once again, filling out more of your garbage, because if you block with this or he gets killed, essentially 2 cards will be going to the graveyard, and you get to choose and sift out. So this is a good one for 2,000. If you have a lot of zero cost, I say you throw a bunch of these out in the front, you wreak havoc, you try to do some early damage, right? This is lower 4, another lower ranked demon. So when this is sidelined, you draw a card. So it's not as good as this one, but you get hand advantage, which is really useful for the Akaza, at the very end. So there you go. So this one's really weak at 1,000, but because you get some hand advantage there. Now move on to the one cost. Here's Muzan. So when played, you can look at the top 5 of your cards and reveal one lower ranked demon, such as this, and then you add it to your hand. You place the rest to the bottom. If you added one, you trash one, which works again for the trashing ability. So in this deck, you have one raid source and you have 2 SRs. You want to be searching for the raid card, because that's the only lower ranked demon that's worth searching for. The other Muzan and the Akaza. Why do I keep saying Akaza? Akaza. This is an upper ranked demon, so you can't be searched. So it's a very good early game to throw out. Now, speaking of raid cards, this is it. This is the only raid card in the deck, Enmu. There's 4 of these and 4 of the raid cards themselves. So it's a rare, just to let you know, and that's why it kind of blows in this deck, but it has a really good effect that I think it is worth running. So, once again, Enmu, lower ranked demon, able to be searched out by this one. When played, if a character has been sidelined this turn, you get to draw a card. Now, very rarely, you will be able to play this on your opponent's turn in the form of a trigger. The purple trigger in this deck allows you to play a 2 or lower from the sideline, which this one could be it. However, if you want to play this during your turn to get the benefit, there are 2 ways in this deck that you can KO your own cards, one with an event and one with your color Muzans, which we will talk about soon. So this is an interesting card just to throw in the front line, and hopefully when you have the raid card, you can raid on top of it. The active here, the trigger is active 3,000 and 2,500, really basic. But there you go. Next we have Muzan. This is a Tsukihiko form. This one's also treated as Muzan. This character is active, gains some energy generation. So in this deck, you have your 4 costs. You also have a 6 cost. So you really need a lot of cards that give you energy. This is a basic 2,500. Most likely, this is going to stay in the back line the whole game. Running 3 of these. Now, for that event I talked about that allows you to KO stuff on your turn to activate some abilities. This is called Purge. So you sideline one character on your field, frontline or backline, anybody. If you do, choose one of your APs and switch it to active, and then you get to draw 2 cards. So you get really good hand advantage there to be able to pull off some abilities. You get to KO one of your own cards in order to activate some abilities and put some more stuff in the trash. This one also goes to the trash, so that's 2 cards in the graveyard, and you get your AP back up. The only really deficit is you're losing 1 character on the field, but in the grand scheme of things, you just trying to trash as much stuff as you can. So running 2 of these. Now we have a 3 cost here called Lower 2. This is another lower ranked demon, so he can be searched out with that early Muzan. So when this is sidelined, it's another card that works with Purge or your other Muzan, your 4-drop. If it's your turn, choose a character on your opponent's front line, it loses 2000 BP. Now remember, in Union Arena, if a card goes to 0 BP by any means, unless it says otherwise, it will be sidelined. This is a really awesome one to KO some really, some really low cost cards on your opponent's front line, as well as being able to just use some, use this ability. This is a 3500 though, so it does feel bad when you KO it, but trust me, you need to get the Muzan out, and once you see the card, you will know why. So I'm running 3 of these. We have another Muzan here, the Geisha form. This is your 4 colors of the deck. This is going to stay in their backline throughout the whole game, most likely. So here we go. This is also treated as Muzan. So activate made once per turn. This is awesome because you can use it the turn that you throw it out. Frontline or energy line, doesn't even matter. Once per turn. You sideline 1 other character, and this is the only other way to sideline cards in the deck besides Purge. So there are 6 cards in total because you're not really trying to do it that often, but it's here just in case, right? So you sideline 1 character, then you place the top of your deck into your sideline, so you're getting 2 cards in your trash for this. Then this character gains 1000, which, 1000, 4000, sure, it's nice. But you primarily want it in the back for the energy line, so you can play your Akaza, and you can keep it safe, and you can keep activating the ability every single turn. So this is a huge card for the deck, allows you to get a lot of stuff out, and it has that versatility for the color trigger, which is 1 purple 2 less. Active on your front line. So let's move on to our 3 cost Muzan's Blood. These are your 4 finals of the deck. Nothing special here. Choose 2 AP set as active. If this is your final trigger, you can heal 1. All right, let's start to move on to more of the more interesting cards, right? Anything past over here is going to be like your crazy awesome win condition cards. So we'll talk about this one first. This is lower your heads and crouch down, prostrate yourselves. Big mouthful. Okay, so this is an event. This is your 4 sidelines, 4 specials. Sideline 1 character on your field. Now remember, your own field. Then choose up to, okay, I forgot about this. Basically, this is another way to KO your own cards. So you have 4, 8, you have 10 ways. You have 10 ways to do it. Okay, then you choose up to 1 of your characters in your front line to KO, and then you draw a card. So once again, you're KOing 1 of your cards, but there is no restrictions on your opponent's front line. You just KO 1, and then you get to draw 1 card. Then the special is the same special trigger, KO somebody on the front line. So these are the ways to KO your own cards. Now let's talk about the raid card of the deck. This is Enmu, lower ranked demon. So this is probably one of the best cards to search for the 1-drop Muzan. Raids only on Enmu. Now, this is the only reason we're running this instead of being more consistent with the other cards, because a lot of the other cards I am running 3s. So if I wasn't running Enmus, I would run 4 of those other cards, but I think it stays in the deck for this particular reason. If you have 15 or more cards in your sideline, this character permanently passively gains 500 BP. Having a card on the field to attack 4500 and defend 4500 is very powerful. And because you're trying to get 20 cards in the trash, 15 or more is not an issue. So if you're able to get this on the field, you're going to be able to get so much benefit out of the 4500. Also, when played, draw 2 and trash 1, which, works towards the 20 as well. So that's the only reason it's in this deck. If it was simply like, trash 2, draw 1, draw 2, trash 1, and something else, it wouldn't be worth it. But 4500 is kind of hard to come across, especially on your opponent's turn. Now, time for a Muzan. This is what the whole deck goes towards. This is what you want to see. This is amazing. This is a 4-drop Muzan. This is not a raid card. It is simply just a big powerhouse. So, on the field, he has Impact 2, meaning if your opponent blocks, they take 2 damage regardless. If they don't block, you have damage 2, which they take 2 damage regardless. This is an amazing card. And it has 5,000 battle points passively. Whoa, so strong. This character cannot be played onto or moved onto your front line unless you have 20 or more cards in your sideline, and that's what you want to work towards. And you can see every single card that we have before really helps to trash your own guys, trash the opponent, draw and trash to make sure Muzan can be played in the front line. Now, awesomely enough, this is 2 energy, meaning it's a 4 cost. You can just throw this in the back line and make use of the 2 energy while you continue to build up your board and build up your sideline. Then, when you have enough, you can wait till your step phase to move him up naturally, or if you're in the middle of battle and you need to block heavily, block with Tioni. Then you can be able to move that Muzan from the back line to the front line. So crazy card. Oh my god, so amazing. And it has a trigger. Add this card to your hand. Like, this is an insane card. This is insane. The only reason why it's that good, it's because it doesn't initially do anything on the board, right? You just throw it out, you can't raid with it, and you can't set it as active. But my god, when you see this guy coming, you're not gonna like it, and the opponent ain't gonna like it, and you know that's why it's awesome. It's so good. Now for the final card of the deck. This is a 6-drop with 2 action. This is the reason why you're running so many 2-cost energies. So this is an upper rank demon, cannot be searched. So this character is cool because you can play this active on your field. The only characters in this deck that you can essentially play active is this Akaza and the Enmu to rush, right? Also, when played, you can trash 2 cards from your hand to the sideline, which once again helps with this. Then this character gains snipe and impact for that turn. So yeah, I've used this ability a lot. It's a really good one. The trigger is added to your hand, has 4,000. So that is the deck. This is a very interesting way to play, and I feel like they did really good with the theming of this deck. It's all about getting Muzan here, and everyone is just a means to the end here. So nothing is crazy strong, but the fact that you have to, KO your own units to get effects, like drawing and trashing and even using your special to KO your opponent's board. This is a really cool thematic deck, and it is very awesome when you get to play that Muzan. You have 1 or 2 Muzans in the back line. You're counting your trash. Your opponent's asking how much you have in there, and then all of a sudden they're trying to play around it. You trash your own stuff, and Muzan comes in, and boom, double damage, ending the game, etc. It's so cool, man. So I really like this deck. It's really fun. So that's it, guys, and yeah, I guess I'll let you know. It's a cool deck. It's really awesome. It could work. The only weakness is your opponent will rush you down. Unfortunately, that's the big thing. You just got to destroy this purple deck before they can get out the Muzans. But thanks to really early, really cheap cards with decent attack, this 2000 here, and being able to search for some of your raid stuff and getting out the Akaza so you can stall a little bit. But yeah, basically that's it. So thanks so much. Once again, if you guys just want to see the deck list of everything I post on this channel and our duels, head on over to mobytcg.com where I post everything. Let me know what you guys think about this deck down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.